In this video, we're going to be opening a few extra Imperial troops that I've picked up recently, and plus, I figure while I'm at it, we'll make a small display to go along with them. I was thinking more along the lines of the Force Unleashed, and I suppose the Death Star gunners here will kind of fit along with that scene, but we'll see. Debated about splitting these two up again and doing another individual video. If you've been part of the channel for a long time, you know early on in my channel's history, one of the first videos I ended up doing was the Shadow Stormtrooper. And not too long afterwards is when I did the Return of the Jedi Imperial Gunner here. Although I have it labeled as both the Rogue One and the Return of the Jedi Gunner here. I figure it's a good chance to show these off again. It's been a while since I've done a video for the Shadow Stormtrooper and Death Star Gunner, and really like these two, and they deserve all the screen time they can get. I didn't really pay much for these at all. The gunner here, I think I paid like $10 or $11, and I thought, well, I could always use an extra gunner. You can see the bubble's a little crushed, but that's all right. I do have one carded still. Perhaps I'll be keeping that carded and hanging it up someday. It's VC 232. Definitely gone through a lot since then. And I do have a review for each one of these on the channel. Would recommend checking them out. And this is the first release of the A New Hope Stormtrooper. Shadow Stormtrooper. And VC 194. And likewise, I do have a review for all four of these. I do have multiples of the Purge Trooper. Now I have two of these. And I would like to get a few more of the Heavy Battle Droid and Scout Troopers at some point. Fortunately, the prices for all four of these have stayed relatively low online. Might get a few down the road. I think this was $12 or $13 for me, is what I ended up paying. Not too bad. So we'll go ahead and open up the gunner here first. And the newer Death Star gunner you're looking at here is the Rogue One figure, which, just an initial glance, I don't see any difference at all between the two. It's just a straight repack. Interesting, they gave them the Rebel Blaster instead. Surprised Hasbro had, I don't think they really reused the tooling for this action figure at all. They could certainly reutilize it for a new TIE Fighter pilot, at least for the legs, maybe the arms as well. Most common complaint is the head being too small. Certainly can understand that. I'll bring this one out here. Definitely see the difference between the two. It's like he has a shrunken head. Plus the antenna could be a little bit smaller. I guess that's what gives it its character. Very nice. Happy to have an extra. Yeah, up till now I've just had the one Shadow Stormtrooper in this mold. Always wanted to get at least a second. Maybe if the price stays down, I'll get a few more down the road. In some ways, I like this Stormtrooper mold without the rocker ankles because he can actually fit on a stand. As you can see, the holes in his feet have enough depth where they can accommodate a stand. The ones with the rocker ankles, they just can't do that. And I really don't want to go through and change all my stands. I know that, especially on sites like eBay, there's people making the ones where it just the foot slides into. I don't really want to go through and invest in those. Plus, those are a little bit more bulky, I think. They're more of a hexagon shape. Interesting they didn't put tape over the weapons here. I still go back and watch the cutscenes of The Force Unleashed every now and then. It's not the type of video game I really play so much anymore, although I have thought about sitting down and playing it again. But I do have a lot of fond memories of it. Huh. His hand there is actually much more of a clenched fist. And it's not very flexible either. It's like it's easy enough to break. Now that looks great. Should be good. Let's go ahead and put Starkiller in action here. This is the more recent release of him in the TVC line. the photoreal face. I want to get him in a slashing pose. Or like he just did slash someone. Something like that. So what's good about these stands is you can give them poses like that. Really a big fan of these older Shadow Stormtroopers. I think they did a good job with the phasing plastic on it. It's very translucent. You can see the inner workings of an action figure here. Now that looks really good. Looks pretty good. See if we can get this Death Star gunner in like a two-handed pose. A newer one, or a two-handed pistol pose. It's probably about the best I can do. Since this guy has this E11 holstered, we'll just say something like that happened to him. I really like the position I have those Shadow Stormtroopers in. One crouched down and the one with the regular rifle behind him. Oh, can you believe that? Guess another casualty. Lean against that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this mini unboxing or opening up some action figures I've reviewed in the past. It's always nice to revisit them. And checking out this mini display here. It's actually giving me a lot of ideas right now. Perhaps I'll do this again in the near future and then expand upon it. But anyways, if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. And check out the links in the description if you have not done so already. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.